Come back to me. The cry of the prodigal's father, Luke 15 verses 11 to 32. Hello, brethren. Let us dive deeper into love that waits in pain. There is a moment in Scripture that is often overlooked, not in its story, but in its depth. It is not just about the son who leaves or the son who stays, but about the father who waits. Imagine him standing at the doorway each morning, watching the horizon. His hands are weathered, not just from labor, but from longing. His heart aches, not because his son is gone, but because he knows his son is lost. Luke 15 verse 24. He does not need to hear the news from travelers. He knows. He knows that his child is squandering everything on pleasure that will turn to dust. He knows that his boy will taste the bitterness of hunger, the sting of rejection, the emptiness of sin. And yet, he does not run to stop him. This is love that wounds itself. Love that does not force the beloved to stay, even when it knows the road will break them. Love that weeps in secret, but never closes the door. But one day, while the father is scanning the horizon, just as he did yesterday, just as he did the day before, he sees something. A shadow, a figure, a soul dragging itself home. While he was still a long way off, his father saw him and was filled with compassion. He ran to his son, threw his arms around him and kissed him. Luke 15 verse 20. Did you catch that? While he was still a long way off. The father saw him because he had never stopped looking. The son is weak, his steps faltering, his body thinner than when he left. The weight of his shame is heavier than the dirt on his skin. He has rehearsed the words 1,000 times. Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Luke 15 verse 21. But before he can even finish, before he can plead for a servant's place, he is cut off by an embrace. The father does not recoil at his filth. He does not step back in disappointment. He runs. Do you understand? In that time, noblemen do not run. It is undignified. But love does not care for dignity. Love does not wait for an apology at the gate. Love rushes. Love embraces. Love weeps into the dirt-stained hair of a child who still smells of a far-off country. And then, the unthinkable. Quick! Bring the best robe and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. Luke 15 verse 22. Not just any robe, the best robe. Not just any ring, a signet ring, the mark of belonging. Not just any sandals, shoes meant for sons, not slaves. The father does not just accept his child back, he restores him. But now, ask yourself, why do you think you must first clean yourself before coming home? Why are you trying to restore yourself? Is that not the job of your father? The son did not clean himself up first. He did not wash off the filth of his past before stepping onto the road home. He simply came back, and that was enough. And yet, how often do we hesitate? How often do we think, let me fix myself first, let me be better, let me prove I am worthy. But the Father is not asking for that. He is not waiting for perfection. He is waiting for you, just as you are. It does not matter how long you have been gone. It does not matter how filthy your soul feels. It does not matter what you spent your inheritance on, what you squandered, what you regret. Just come home and He'll change you, He'll restore you. The Father has been watching the horizon every day, not with anger, not with judgment, but with love that is willing to wait, love that is ready to run, love that aches to embrace you again. Even if you can barely whisper the words, Father, I have sinned, it is enough. And when His arms close around you, when grace drowns out your shame, you will also hear the words from your Father in heaven saying, bring the fattened calf and kill it. Let's have a feast and celebrate. For this child of mine was dead and is alive again. They were lost and are found. Let us celebrate. Luke 15 verses 23 to 24.